here's the thing nobody tells you about building a SaaS. The app is the easy part. The hard part is everything after. The landing page that convinces strangers to sign up. The freemium model that makes free users want to pay. The Stripe integration that handles subscriptions. That's what kills most solo projects. Not the code. The infrastructure around the code. In this video, we build all of it. On top of the app from part 1. Today, a landing page that actually sells the product. A freemium model with a hard usage limit. Multi-currency support, budget alerts, and Stripe, real subscriptions, monthly and annual. I'm Yasin, and welcome to True AI Guide. The part 1 link is in the corner, and in the comments section, if you haven't watched it, go do that first, because today we're building directly on top of that project. It's also in the description if you want to clone it and follow along. Open Antigravity. Open the AI Finance Tracker project, and make sure your agent panel is set to planning mode with Claude Opus 4.6 Thinking or Gemini 3.1 Pro High at the bottom. Ready? Let's start. First, our SaaS needs a front door. Right now, users just drop straight into the login page. Let's build a landing page that sells the product before the user ever creates an account. Click the prompt field and type this. Create a modern, high-converting Next.js landing page for the AI Finance Tracker. Include a hero section with a call to action, a features grid highlighting AI insights and budget alerts, and a pricing section. Watch Antigravity go to work. It planning and follow task. It generates the hero section, the feature cards, and even placeholders for our pricing. It automatically updates our routing so that / goes to the landing page and / dashboard is protected for logged-in users. In 2 minutes, we have a professional landing page. Just look at what it generated in under 2 minutes. We instantly get a premium, sleek dark mode design. The hero section has a killer headline, Smart Money Management, powered by AI. And it even designed a beautiful mock dashboard preview. It also added these brilliant social proof stats for active users and tracked money to build immediate trust.it. Built a flawless 6-card features grid. Notice how the AI anticipated exactly what a finance app needs. It perfectly structured our pricing table into 3 tiers. Next, let's build the premium features people will actually pay for. We need to update our Supabase database and our frontend. On the Antigravity agent field, type this prompt. Update the app to support multi-currency, USD, Euro, Pound. Then, add a budget limit feature that triggers a red UI alert when a user exceeds 80% of their limit. Antigravity automatically updates the Supabase schema, rebuilds the dashboard, and adds the logic for the budget alerts. The app instantly feels like an enterprise-level tool. Now, let's lock these features behind a paywall. On the landing page, click Sign In, because I already created an account in part 1 of the video. Let's test the multi-currency feature. I will add a new expense for a t-shirt, change the currency to euros, and enter 5 euros. The category is auto-detected, so just click Add Expense. As you can see, the new expense appears in the chosen currency, which is euros. Open Budget and look at the How It Works panel on the right. There are 3 states. Green means it's under 80%, and you're fine. Orange is between 80% and 99%, which triggers an alert on your dashboard. Red is 100% and above. Now, let's add a budget limit and set it to $100. Let's look at $60 spent against the $100 limit. If we go over budget, the banner flips, the color changes, and the alert fires. Now go back to the dashboard and you'll see the same alert reflected there too. It updates everywhere at once because it's reading from the same Supabase data. But wait, we have a logic bug. Look at the add expense form. It's asking for the currency every single time we add an item. And worse, if I buy a coffee in euros, but my budget is in dollars, the dashboard is just going to blindly add those raw numbers together. That's a mess. Let's fix it. And also, our app needs to know the real-time exchange rates. Normally, you'd spend hours reading documentation for a currency API. Watch how Antigravity handles it. I tell the AI to grab a free public exchange rate API and write the conversion logic. The agent immediately writes a fetch request to pull today's live rates. Go back to our dashboard, and it successfully pulled the live market rates. My €5 t-shirt and £60 car repair were automatically converted into dollars behind the scenes, giving me a 100% accurate dashboard total. There's also a settings page. This is where you set your base currency. Everything on the dashboard, totals, charts, budget calculations, converts to whatever you pick here using live exchange rates from the European Central Bank. Let me switch it to British pound. Everything converted to pounds, totals, budget, charts, all of it. But look at the recent transactions on the right. Each expense still shows its original currency. €5 for the t-shirt, $5 for the coffee. The conversion happens at the dashboard level. The raw data stays untouched. That's exactly how it should work. We just built an enterprise-level dynamic currency converter in one single prompt. Before we set up our payment gateway, we need a reason for users to actually pay. We are going to implement an industry-standard freemium model. We want users to test the app for free, but hit a natural limit that forces an upgrade. Let's type this prompt to implement a freemium usage limit. Watch how Antigravity handles this. It isn't just changing the UI, it's actually going into our Supabase database, creating a tracking function to count daily entries per user ID, and writing the logic to lock the form when that limit is hit. Look at the dashboard now. We have a live usage counter. I add a coffee, it goes to 1 out of 3. I add lunch, 2 out of 3. I add gas, 3 out of 3. Now, the add expense button grays out, and if I click it, here we go. The perfect paywall. It gives them a taste of the product, proves the value, and then naturally asks for the sale. Now, we need a way to actually process that sale. The solution is Stripe. Now it's time to connect the bank. Head over to stripe.com and create a free account. But pay close attention right here. See this toggle in the top right corner that says Test Mode? Make sure this is turned on. When Test Mode is on, Stripe gives you keys that start with pk.test and sk.test. This is our sandbox. It allows us to build the app, set up our monthly and annual subscriptions, and run fake credit cards to make sure our webhooks work perfectly without spending a single dime of real money. And here is the best part. When you are finally ready to launch your SaaS to the world, you don't have to rewrite any code. You literally just flip that Stripe toggle to live, grab your new live API keys, and update them in your Vercel project settings. Your app instantly goes from a testing sandbox to a real business accepting real credit cards. It is that simple. Now, let's get the AI to build that checkout. Now for the most requested feature, taking payments. Inside Antigravity, open the MCP store and install the Stripe MCP server. A Stripe secret key field will appear. Click the link and it will redirect you to your Stripe API keys screen. At the bottom of that page, you'll find your Stripe secret key. Copy it, head back to Antigravity, and paste that key into the field. Just like that, we are giving our AI direct access to our Stripe account. Now, to check if Antigravity is successfully connected to your Stripe account through the MCP, type in this prompt. Check if my Stripe account is connected via MCP. And there we go. Your Stripe account is connected, and it's pulling up your account information. Here is where the magic happens. We don't just want monthly MRR, we want upfront cash with an annual plan. I'll tell the agent, using the Stripe MCP, create a $9 a month pro plan and a $79 a year annual plan. Build the pricing toggle on the landing page, generate the Stripe checkout sessions, and set up a webhook to update the user's Supabase profile to Pro when the payment succeeds. Okay, we gave Antigravity our API key, but how does our Supabase database actually know when someone successfully pays? It uses something called a webhook, and Antigravity generated a perfect checklist for us right here in the walkthrough panel. We need to fill in these environment variables. We already have our Stripe key, TN. Next, we need the Supabase service role key. Head back to your Supabase dashboard, go to Settings, then API, and copy the service role key. This gives our backend the administrative power to upgrade a user to Pro. Now for the final piece, the Stripe webhook secret. Go to your Stripe dashboard and on the search bar, type webhook. Click Test with a local listener. Stripe gives you 3 steps to running your terminal. Before we can run that listen command, your computer needs to actually understand what Stripe is. We need to install the Stripe CLI. If you are on a Mac, it's super easy. Just open your terminal and run brew install stripe/stripe. But if you are on Windows, like I am for this step, go to the Stripe GitHub releases page. Scroll down to the assets and download the Windows zip file. Extract that folder and you'll find the stripe.exe file inside. You can either add this to your Windows environment path, or like my case, simply open your terminal directly inside that extracted folder. Once you're in, run Stripe login. Hit enter and it will open your browser to authenticate your account. Once you see the green success message, your computer is officially hooked up to Stripe. So copy forward events from Steep2 and change to port to match our Node.js running server on port 3000. Hit enter. And here we go. The terminal gives you your webhook signing secret starting with wetsec. Copy that key, paste it into your Antigravity environment variables, and hit save. Your app is now perfectly synced with Stripe. We have our landing page, our daily limits, and our Stripe checkout. Let's test the entire flow as a brand new user. Tease the moment of truth. Let's test the entire checkout flow to make sure our Stripe webhook is actually talking to our Supabase database. I sign up for free. I log my 3 expenses for the day. The progress bar turns red. The system locked me out. Click Upgrade to Pro and our beautiful pricing modal pops up. It pitches the $9 monthly plan to unlock unlimited tracking. Let's buy it. It seamlessly redirects us to our Stripe checkout page. Because we are still in test mode, I can just enter a standard Stripe test credit card, type in a fake date, and hit subscribe. Let's check the backend. Over in our Stripe dashboard, look at that. An instant $9 spike on our revenue chart. The payment successfully processed. But did the webhook actually unlock the app? We flip back to our app dashboard and refresh. Yes, the red limit bar is completely gone, replaced by a shiny PRO badge. I can now log unlimited expenses, and as you can see, I just successfully added my 4th transaction for the day. We officially have a working money-making SaaS, and we built it entirely with AI. Our local test was flawless. Now, it's time to push this live to the world. We commit our code to GitHub, and Vercel automatically starts building our live site. But wait, we have a build error, as you can see. This happens because Vercel is missing our Stripe and Supabase environment variables. So, let's go back to our local project in Antigravity, open our environment file, copy those keys, and add them into our Vercel project's environment variables settings. Click Save and redeploy the project. And voila, our project is deployed successfully. But there is one more critical step. Right now, Stripe is still trying to send payment confirmations to our local computer terminal. We need to point it to our new live Vercel URL. Head back to your Stripe dashboard and go to Webhooks. This time, we aren't testing locally. Click Add Destination. Choose the first option, your account, and select these 3 specific events: checkout session completed, customer subscription deleted, and invoice payment failed. This tells Stripe to listen for those exact events. Hit Continue, choose Webhook Endpoint, and click Continue again. Type in a destination name. Then, for the endpoint URL, go copy your live Vercel domain, paste it here, and add /API/webhook to the very end of it. Click Create Destination. Stripe is now officially linked to your live website, and it generates a brand new webhook secret for this specific connection. Copy that secret key, go back to your Vercel environment variables, and update your Stripe webhook secret to this new one. Redeploy the project, and your SaaS is fully live and ready to take real subscriptions. Alright, let's make sure Stripe is actually talking to our live site. To do this properly, I'm going to create a brand new account on the production URL. So we're testing this exactly like a real user would. Once we are in, let's log our 3 daily free expenses: coffee, gas, and parking, to trigger our freemium quota. Right on cue, we hit the limit. The system locks us out from adding more expenses, and our upgrade prompt appears. Let's click Upgrade. This time, let's test the annual plan. Since we still have our Stripe test mode keys active in Vercel for this demonstration, I'll enter the Stripe test credit card info and hit Subscribe. Payment successful. Let's check if the transaction appears on our Stripe dashboard. And here we go. An instant $97 appears on the revenue chart and on the Transactions tab. Now, if our live Vercel URL is properly connected to Stripe via the webhook we just built, the database should update instantly. And there it is. The Pro Unlimited Expenses banner appears, meaning the user was successfully upgraded. One last thing. Let me try adding a 4th expense just to confirm. And yeah, no issues at all. The user can now log as many expenses as they want on the Pro plan. The whole thing is working end-to-end. We're live. Look at what we just accomplished. You just designed a landing page, built a database, set up a freemium quota, and fully monetized the live SaaS application using AI agents. What used to take a team of developers weeks to build, we just did in 2 videos. The barrier to entry is officially gone. The source code for everything is on GitHub. Link is in the description. Clone it, fork it, use it as a base for whatever you're building. If this video helped you, like it. It genuinely helps the channel and tells me this kind of content is worth making more of. Make sure you subscribe to True AI Guide, because we are dropping deep dive tutorials on the next gaming videos to help you stay ahead of the AI curve. Now, I want to hear from you. What exact niche or app are you going to build your first micro SaaS in? Let me know down in the comments, and I might just pick the best idea to build from scratch in our next video. Thanks for watching, keep building, and I'll see you in the next one.